Well, I genuinely liked the last episode, so did it keep that momentum going? Mostly. This episode's fine. I did like it overall. It is nice to be actually enjoying the show as a whole. And the main reason for that is the characters. I like how the characters are interacting with each other and behaving for the most part. Like, again, huge improvement over season one. Again, somebody told me that apparently Rick said that the characters were their main focus this season. I believe it. I'm seeing it. Now, it's still not a perfect episode. There's still some stuff they get wrong or get inaccurate that doesn't need to be inaccurate. And one thing they did that really annoys me, but like, again, I like how the characters' arcs and interactions are this season a lot more than last season. I like what they did with Clarice, honestly. She doesn't feel like a betrayal of her book character. Yes, I still would have liked if they cast like some big burly girl to play Clarice, but we're past that. There's not much complaining about that's going to do anymore. But I do genuinely like her arc of realizing the importance of saving the other campers or people in her crew, even like when it makes the mission more difficult. Like putting her trust in Percy to get the fleece. Well, I guess she didn't really put her trust in him, but she did make a choice. Like, I like the scene where she's going to get the fleece, like, screw what happens to anyone else, but then when she actually hears like Luke's demigods planning to go kill Annabeth, she goes, okay, no, I can't let that happen, and she goes and deals with it. I like that. I like how that went. And, you know, her dynamic with Percy I like as well, where he kind of spells out for her like what her arc was and what she needs to end up doing. But that's also what happened in the book. They also spell it out there. What are you going to do? I like Luke in... Like, I went and re-looked at some of Luke's chapters in the book. Luke is a lot more evil in the books than he is in the show. But the show, I like what they did with him in the show. They make him interesting. They show his conflict with, like, wanting to obviously do Kronos' rebellion against the gods, but still genuinely caring about Percy and Annabeth and stuff like that. I do think that they're executing it pretty well. I do find it kind of annoying how that one second in command of his, whose name I can't remember, keeps like constantly going, why are you trying to help the other demigods? What are you doing? It's like, bitch, he recruited all of you. You're all demigods. Like, doesn't it make sense he wants to recruit more of them? I'm a little worried. Please don't do this. I'm a little worried they're going to have Luke turn on Kronos and her be the actual villain. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. But, something I don't think I've mentioned. Kronos' sarcophagus is really cool looking, by the way. I like how it looks. By the way, some people pointed out things in the last episode that really annoyed them that I didn't talk about because I was enjoying the last episode, but people pointed out, they said, like, the fight between Tyson and Polyphemus was way too quick and happened mostly off screen. They didn't like that. I get it. I kind of agree with that. Speaking of off-screen, by the way, we finally got the hippocampi from a distance and for like 2 seconds. So the hippocampi played so little role in this season, and we only get to see like their heads poke out of the water like 500 feet away. Like, nope, we don't have the budget for more of that. Get that out of here. So, you know what? I'm not counting that as a CGI monster we saw this season. What CGI monster do we have not this episode? We have Blackjack. So I guess just the wings. That's kind of it. But it's cool to see Blackjack. We don't get to hear him talk, though, which, with the way it's shot, I'm starting to think we're never going to hear him talk, which is too bad. I was looking forward to seeing how they would do Blackjack's personality on screen, but I don't think they're going to do it at all, honestly. That sucks. I really love Blackjack in the books. He's the Black Pegasus, for anyone who somehow doesn't know that. One thing that I found kind of ridiculous, by the way, is Clarice really seems to love that stick she got in Polyphemus's cave. She is so attached to this stupid, broken wooden stick, and I have no idea why. There's literal weapons all around her in one scene, and she's like, oh, but I gotta keep the stick. She comes down with the stick, a spear, and an axe, and she uses the spear for a second, then immediately throws it down. It's like, what are you doing? You keep the celestial bronze spear. Why are you prioritizing the wooden stick? I don't get it. It's comical how silly that is. But I say "butta" a lot, don't I? And I'm kind of a dweeb. I like Annabeth in this, and I like Percy in this. Though another thing I will nitpick about Percy is he has Annabeth's cap of invisibility, and he keeps fucking taking it off when he's trying to stealth his way through Luke's ship. Just leave the hat on. What's wrong with you? Why do you keep taking it off? He gets caught by Luke, and you like have the hat in your pocket. Just why wasn't it on? And I have an easy solution for you, because you're all going to say, oh, well, he needs to get caught by Luke for the scene to happen. It's like, easy solution right here. Have him wearing the hat when he goes into Kronos' chamber. You've established that Kronos can, like, use migraine attacks on the demigods. Just have Kronos migraine attack Percy. Percy, like, grabs his head, the head falls off. There. Now it's not a character making a stupid decision. Now you have, like, an organic thing that happened. That makes more sense. But I do really like the fight choreography also. I liked Percy's fight with Luke. I liked Clarice and Annabeth fighting the other rogue demigods. That was fun to watch. I'm still really bummed that there's no Agrius and Aureus. They're also supposed to be, like, during these chapters in the book, like, they're an important part, and it sucks not to have them. Because I know for a lot of people who read these books, this was their introduction to Agrius and Aureus. Like, so many people don't know about those bear twins, and it's an interesting story. Like, and it sucks to not have these lesser-known characters appear in the show. On top of that, we don't have the party ponies coming in to save, like, you know, our main characters. They just don't show up. And I think they're going to show up in the finale, because now they're doing something that was not in the book. They're insinuating now that Luke and his cruise ship army are going to attack the camp. So I think that's where the party ponies are going to show up. You gotta have them. Come on, don't cut the party ponies out. I really want to see them. I really want to see how they're gonna be designed, and like their attacks, like that fucking paintball gun. That's hilarious. So I will say, the season can redeem itself a little if, when during Luke's attack on the camp, we maybe see Agrius and Aureus there. Maybe the Colchis Bulls. You know, because we haven't seen him have any goddamn monsters on the ship other than the Laestrygonians. And I like the Laestrygonians, don't get me wrong, but that's all we get on his ship that's supposed to be overflowing with different kinds of monsters. It sucks not to see, you know, any of them. You get why that sucks, right? And you're all going to be like, oh, the budget. Oh, it's $15 million an episode. They're clearly not managing the money well if they can't show us anything. That's the entire budget of Godzilla -1. In fact, more than that, according to the director. Per episode, they have that. But I did like the episode overall, because again, much like the previous episode, I liked how the character dynamics were going on. I liked that arcs actually felt like they went somewhere and paid off a little bit, and I liked the fighting. That was cool to see. Again, Luke and Clarice have had their arcs changed a little bit from the book, but not changed for the worse, in my opinion. These are changes I can actually get behind. One change I cannot get behind, and I don't like at all, though, is that they are already planning to use the fleece to bring Thalia back to life. I hate that. I'm sorry, I really hate that. It was such a cool surprise in the books that the fleece was able to restore Thalia to life. And I don't know why they would jump to that conclusion all of a sudden in the show, that the fleece can just bring back the dead. It was such a, like, 1 in a million specific scenario thing in the book that it was able to do that. And I don't like that they're already planning to do that in this show. I don't like that they're taking away that cool surprise. And I swear, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, you already read the book. You already know. Why does it need to be a surprise? Isn't there a new audience watching the show? That's what happened with the movies. A new audience showed up and then went and read the books. It's a huge pet peeve for me personally when an adaptation or a remake or something does the plot in a way that just banks on you having already seen the previous version. And it's like, yeah, we don't need to establish the lore behind this or make this a surprise or build this up properly because you've already seen it in the book or in the previous version, right? Like, I hate that so much. You need to treat your adaptation in a way that it will stand on its own two legs. Because for all you know, in the future, if your adaptation is really good, it's probably going to be a lot of people's introduction to that property. That's how the Harry Potter movies and Lord of the Rings movies and other stuff are now. If you want this show to be people's introduction in the future, you have to build things up properly. I really do not like that they ruined the Thalia surprise. I like, again, I like that it organically, like, just came out and surprised everyone. Even the movie got that right. Like, so it's always funny when even the movie gets something right and the show doesn't get it right. It's really weird. But that was the thing that annoyed me most about the episode, was the Thalia thing. That was definitely my biggest problem with the episode. I also, again, like I just stated, we're on the ship that's supposed to be loaded with monsters and we get absolutely zero monsters. I guess Blackjack the Pegasus counts, if you want to say. And there's a very, 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 very brief appearance of a Laestrygonian. But that's it. Like, I was excited to see the Princess Andromeda this season and wonder how they were going to have all the monsters moving around. But that's just not happening. Again, maybe we'll get some redemption during the assault on Camp Half-Blood, which was not in the book, but whatever. Just give me some cool monster stuff, please. I don't think we're getting the second chariot race that was in the book. I never really thought we were going to get that, so I'm not all that disappointed with that. And we had one chariot race, which was cool to watch, so at least we did get that, and I'm happy about that. They also don't have the scene of Percy proving Chiron's innocence, though to be fair, it is kind of a silly cliche. You didn't know these people were listening to you scene, so it's not the worst thing to have cut out, but it does lead into the Party Ponies attack, so I'm bummed that we don't get that. Also, like, are we not going to have the scene of Tantalus getting fired and disintegrating? Like, I wonder how that's going to work out. I don't know. I'll have to see the finale, and then I'll give you my full judgments on the season as a whole. But I did like this episode overall. This season is definitely better than last season. It had some episodes that really ticked me off. And even this episode, which I enjoy overall, I just call it fine, mainly because of that Thalia. Oh, we're already planning to bring her back. I really, really didn't like that. I'm sorry. It also feels like it spoils, like, I kind of liked that they were setting the seeds of Percy dreaming about Thalia and, like, him not knowing where that's going. But it feels like now you've already ruined that. Like, I don't like how they've changed that. I don't know why what was even the point of changing that? Like, what does that add to the show for them to already be planning on bringing her back? Is it just that for Luke to have that disagreement with Kronos where Luke is like, why didn't you tell me the fleece could bring her back? You can have that in season 3. Like, you could really, like, with how you've done Luke so far this season, if you had it just be a huge surprise that Thalia even comes back, you could have really built on this in an interesting way next season. Maybe they still will. I don't know. But, I don't know. Either way, I would probably give this episode a 6 out of 10. And by the way, 6 is above average. People always get mad at me when I give something a 5 or a 6 or even a 7. 5 is average, 6 is above average, 7 is good. I would have given this a good if it weren't for the Thalia thing. But feel free to let me know what you guys think and if I missed something particularly disappointing. This is the shorter book in the series, so I guess maybe that's one reason why the season is better overall. There's less to fuck up. But I have been kind of disappointed overall in the lack of a lot of monsters in, the sea of monsters. It's a little too bad. But I think that's it. I don't know how to end videos.